your buddy Mark Martin. And he remembers you.
Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I will be reviewing this thing where I got this as a Christmas present yesterday, the 25th. I'm recording this on the 26th. And this is what it is. It is the Team Hot Wheels Pro Racing Mark Martin Hot Wheels number 64 Taurus from the 1998 season. But you might be asking, I have never seen anything like this because he always usually ran the Valvoline colors. He never ran the Hot Wheels colors, and you might think, well, I never seen this, and why is this paint scheme a real thing? Well, it was never run in the top 3 series. It was run in a lower division series, and it ran in a very obscure race. So we'll take a look at it right now. So here, this is what it is. It is the number 6 Mark Martin Hot Wheels Valvoline for Taurus for Roush Racing. You know, it was Roush Racing back then. It looks pretty sick. Oh yeah, this is actually 124 scale. You already noticed. It's a 124 scale. Metal, it has metal body and a plastic base and rubber tires. So yeah, it looks pretty awesome. Again, I got this as a Christmas present. So this is pretty nice to have. So yeah, we're gonna have to go into a little history lesson about this car and why this car is super obscure. But take a look at the rest of the box. And there's a couple photos. There's Mark Martin. There's a photo of the car, which is definitely a super rare photo of the car, and you could pause if you wish to read that, but I'll put it in the description. There it is. So let's get to the unboxing. I actually really didn't want to open this car, but you know what? I decided I wanted to open it, so here we go. Alright, so we took it out of the box, and this is probably going to be the most complicated part of all time, taking it out of this. But the thing that fell off was this. It's a 2-year limited warranty, which of course it doesn't work, duh. And we have this Hot Wheels mail-in offer where he sent it to this address, which this is still the address for the Mattel headquarters, so that's pretty cool. I've been there multiple times. So this is what it says. Please complete the information below and return it to us. So I have to put my name, my address, city, phone number, what my age is, the reason for purchase, and that, you know, You could read the entire thing. These are actually pretty personal, kind of personal questions, just saying. And can they actually send it to me? Like, can I still send this? I think I still can. So, well, let's continue on opening this car, which is probably gonna be very difficult. So here we go. Boy, this is gonna take a long time, I can tell you that for sure, but let's hustle through. 4 very long zip ties later, we can finally get this car out of this thing that I never wanna put back in the box ever. I'll tell you that, and we got more challenges. I never want to experience that ever in my entire life, probably. They really childproof this. Yeah, they really meant this thing was supposed to be for the actual diecast collectors 14 and up, and I barely made that mark. You'll have to see that, but almost done. I really want to feel this car. There it is. Final zip tie, and here it is. Here's the car. It looks pretty amazing. Like, this is unlike any other Hot Wheels like paint job I've ever seen for NASCAR. Like, like the old like mid 90s Kyle Petty cars. Those look sick, and and even the early 2000s, like from the 2000 season, those aren't that bad as well. But this is probably the most like obscure Hot Wheels paint job you'll probably ever see. So let's get into the history lesson on why this paint scheme and car was very obscure, from a very obscure race, but from a very popular driver in Mark Martin. So I guess get ready for some boring history lessons. And there's a little viewer. So back in 1998, NASCAR, this man named William A. Burke wanted to make this thing because he made the Los Angeles Marathon, which is very popular and still is these days. He wanted to make a street course in Los Angeles, so he created the Ford Los Angeles Street Race in 1998, but unfortunately it wouldn't have the top 3 series, and it would only have the Spec Trucks, some SCCA, and the NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Series, so a lower division series would race at that track from 1998 to 2000, and there's only one race that has appeared on YouTube, which is the 2000 race. So the 98 race and the 99 race are lost right now, and the first edition, the 1998 Kragen Z1200, was pretty huge. It raced around Exposition Park, around like the California Science Center, the Coliseum, and the History Museum, and the Sports Arena, which is now the Bank of California Stadium. They raced there, and it brought in some big names. So we got, I think, Chad Little, Ken Schrader, and Mark Martin actually raced in this race, and like, here you go, this is the car that he raced. So the history with this car is that in that race, Roush Racing had a late model race car in Long Beach that Mark Martin drove back in like the mid 90s or late 80s, the late 80s, and it was a Thunderbird. So they got that car, put the Ford Taurus body on there, modified it to make it look like the new ones, and it raced. It looked nothing like this. This looks like an actual like Busch series or a Cup car, and it raced, but unfortunately I think it had like electrical problems in the race, and it finished, I forgot what, I'll put it up on the screen. So he didn't do very successful in this car, but it was pretty huge that, Mark Martin raced in the lower division, and he raced in this car, which looks super awesome. And this car also made an appearance in Baywatch, and it was racing against David Hasselhoff. I think the episode was called the Baywatch Grand Prix, which featured this car in the LA Street Race for little bits. So yeah, back to the diecast, and after I told you the little history lesson. So we got the front, the Roush Racing, the Ford Taurus body, number 6. Here's the front. Valvoline, Hot Wheels, Mattel. I really like this paint scheme. So we got little like small contingencies, like from like little brands like Outlaw disc brakes and Pro shocks, I think it says on the bottom. And here's the normal contingencies, the 50th anniversary of NASCAR, since this was a 1998 car. I'm not sure what this sponsor is. That red box is actually a Budweiser like Polo World logo, but of course they couldn't put it on the diecast. But on the photo on the back of the box, it actually did show a little bit of the Budweiser logo. There's more little sponsors. You could pause and read all the sponsors, of course. There's that awesome like number 6 farm, which actually it's very unique, and I really like that. It's very different. You can't even imagine that Mark Martin actually drove this. Hot Wheels, Valvoline, Sports Design, which is a little odd. I don't know what that is. Maybe they're the people who designed it. If they did, kudos to them, because this is an awesome car. Hot Wheels, Ford, and Valvoline on the back, number 6, and that's the number 6 font. There's the www.hotwheels.com. Hotwheels.com, I think it still exists, of course. and it's more of the same side as the other side. So yeah, this is a very simple car, but you know, again, it's very rare. It's not this diecast is not technically rare, but you know, this thing is lost in time, and not a whole lot of Mark Martin fans even know that he even raced this car. So if you're a Mark Martin fan, you didn't know that he raced in the late model race in Los Angeles, out of all places, you should get this car. It's not that expensive. Of course, I got this as a gift, so I didn't really spend that much, but you know, this is a very awesome car, and I think probably might be my favorite Mark Martin paint scheme, or one of my favorite paint schemes in NASCAR. Of course, I love Hot Wheels, and you know, I've been archiving stuff from the LA Street Race, of course, recently, with the hat and of course, the polo shirt and that program that I reviewed from the 1998 race. Yes, this exact same race that this car raced at. Let's take a look at the bottom. It says copyright 1997 Mattel Inc. Made in China. There's 4 screws, so if you want to make a custom out of this, it's a little Hot Wheels logo. So you can make a custom out of this car, but of course I won't because this thing's so sick. Rubber tires, I think they can come off, but I'm not gonna try. The wheels roll very well, very awesome. Can't wait to take photos of this and of course look at it for I don't know how long. So yeah, nothing much else to say, but a very awesome and very obscure diecast you're not really gonna see much. So that has been the review of the Mark Martin number 6 Valvoline Hot Wheels 1998 LA Street Race for Taurus for Roush Racing. So if you liked it, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.